Wait, where is the stupid quest?
Hello once again, gamers. Kruznik X back with more Final Fantasy XIV. We are well into working patch 4.35. So we're starting the new content, the second of the new content, Heaven on High. And if everyone will mount up, I'll guide you guys to the where the quest is. I already have it marked on my map.
Mark it. Can you mark it, please? Because I don't know
Give
what
me
the
a
hell
sec.
is it.
If you were to follow me, I said
well,
mount.
You move away. Well, it's not my fault that I'm a little bit laggy because there's a bunch of people here. But besides, I can't fly in this place.
You can't fly in here?
Your elephant was flying.
Nope.
Yes, it was, because I asked
Okay, so who's... Alex, don't you have a two-seater?
Nope.
No.
I'm just swimming. I'm just swimming. I'm swimming.
You're full of shit.
No, I am actually underwater.
Yeah, now you are.
Not really.
Anyways, in order to get... Now, for the viewers at home who don't know what Heaven on High is yet, Heaven on High is the new deep dungeon that's supposed to be the Stormblood version of Palace of the Dead.
Oh my god.
So, in order to unlock it...
That mount is ridiculous.
And it does this. It's a bunch of...
Anyways, in order to unlock it... This is... What the fuck, Barrick? What the fuck?
You're on a quest, gamer.
Anyways, in order to... Okay, get off your damn mount, you stupid...
I want that one.
Anyways, in order to unlock Heaven on High, we have to speak with Hamikaze over here and do the level 61 quest, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Let's get right down to it.
The wrong person.
You're Chris, correct? The one Rasho is looking for, if I'm not mistaken. He told me that if you showed up, I should send you to Kyusei and Crick. Why? Buggered if I know. Nobody tells me anything around here. You'd be better off asking Kyusei himself. Alright. We're going back to Onokoro, I bet.
Yep.
Yep, so everyone port to Onokoro.
Look at this.
I'll fly.
Exactly.
And I'll see you all there.
If I can get a decent mount to fly on.
Alright,
give me that. I want that
if I
mount.
could, I would. If I could, I would. I call it Pin Pachichi. Call him Pachichi. It's cute.
1 second.
Wait, Wayudo and Katasharin card. Who the hell is that? I don't even know.
Probably a new Heaven on High card or something. Yep, everyone in the grandma, sister's cousin twice removed is in here.
Oh my god, it's Taffy Taffy.
You can't even see where... Oh, found him.
Where?
Because everyone's crowded around this thing.
Oh.
Anyway. Ah, you must be Chris Valentine. Rasho speaks very highly of you. In fact, there's something that we should like to discuss. All will be revealed in due course, but I feel a change of venue is in order. Pray, wait for us at the foot of Heaven on High.
I'm not grabbing my phone like I can read, but it will just pop up.
Here we are.
This looks look like a deadly party. I like your outfit.
I'll wait for the others to get up here.
Nope. So instead of going down, it's going up. Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm just staring at my senpai.
Yeah, if you could stop getting Senpai to notice you, you'll notice we're all the way up here.
True.
Ugh. Now where I have to go?
You gotta fly up here, where I am.
I don't wanna.
Well, you could have run up here too, but that would have taken more time. Well, seeing as how Varric is trying desperately to get Senpai to notice him, I'm just gonna...
He already noticed me.
Yeah, well then get the fuck up here!
I'm sorry! I'm
Anyways.
sorry.
Oh hey, we actually get to climb this thing, don't we?
Yep.
I had a feeling this was going to become important eventually.
I knew it was going to be.
I just thought it was
Magnificent, is it not? But as you may have guessed, we did not call you here to admire the view. Rather, we would like you to help us explore heaven on high. Perhaps it is best if we explain from the beginning. Kyusei, if you would be so kind. A few nights passed while I was rearranging supplies in one of the storerooms. I happened across a trap door that I had never noticed before. Upon opening it, I found a tunnel leading underground. The passage led to a chamber lined with an array of bizarre machinery, all glowing and humming. Against my better judgment, I reached out and touched one of the devices and was enveloped by a blinding light. The next thing I knew, I found myself in a series of ornate hallways, and I was not alone. There were hideous fiends with gnashing fangs and grasping claws everywhere I looked. It was all I could do to run for my very life, until I chanced across a shining orb. As I approached it, I was once more blinded by light. We found him sprawled out in the hidden room below the storage shed. After he came to and shared his experiences, we examined these machines he found. It turns out they are a form of gateway that leads inside heaven on high, and therein lies the problem. Being from Eorzea, you may not be aware that this tower and the island on which it stands are regarded as sacred. It is believed that when the Kami first came to the Ruby Sea, they created Onokoro and built heaven on high as a stairway connecting the earth and their home high above the clouds. The devout are loath to set foot on Onokoro for fear of incurring the wrath of the Kami. To enter into the tower would be an even greater blasphemy. We Confederates, on the other hand, come and go as we please. Since no one else has settled on this island, we claimed it for ourselves. It takes more than a few silly folk tales to scare us, after all. But imagine what might happen if people who do set store by such tales learned we had been poking around heaven on high. If they heard we were claiming that this holy ground was in fact filled with hellish beasts. Okay. At best, they may never trade with us again. And the most fanatical among them might be so bold as to come here with anger in their hearts and murder in their eyes. However, we dare not ignore the threat posed by the denizens of the tower. If Kyusei could escape, What's to stop these creatures from doing the same? Therefore, I will conduct an investigation. Quietly. If we dedicate large numbers of Confederates to storming the tower, it won't be long before people start asking questions. On the other hand, few would notice the absence of an outsider such as yourself. And when the fighting starts, you alone are worth a dozen or more of my best men. One more thing. Strange magics govern the tower, suppressing the strength of all who enter. But if anyone can overcome such hindrances, it is you. For what it's worth, I shall be on hand to provide what little assistance I can. I will leave the exploration of the tower in your capable hands. Alright. Kyusei may not be the fighting sort, but his knowledge of heaven on high should prove useful. I will also be operating the teleportation device to provide entry into the tower. Thankfully, you will be much better prepared than I was to face the horrors that lurk within. When you are ready, come and find me by the storeroom. Alright, back to the storeroom.
There's so many people here. Even naked people.
Yeah, which is why the draw distance is frickin' screwing with me something fierce. Not even half the people who are here have... Yeah, there is a lot of glitching going on. Anyway, let's speak to Kyusei. I take it your preparations are complete? Before you enter Heaven on High, I should tell you more about the magics that Rasho mentioned. The scouts that we sent inside all claimed they could feel their very ether being sapped, and that their weapons were somehow robbed of their potency. Even their most forceful blows did little more than graze their enemies. You are familiar with such a phenomenon? Intimately. Is that so? How strange. This kind of enfeebling magic can only have been activated by... Excuse me, I have a tendency to ramble. This is hardly the time for me to start hypothesizing. Luckily, there is a way to circumvent the tower's magical field to some degree. Please, take this with you. It will allow you to wield what is known as an Empyrean Ether Pool weapon. It was discovered inside the tower, and slowly channels a person's ether into the form of a blade, spellcasting tome, or what have you. The longer an Empyrean Ether Pool weapon is used, the more powerful it becomes. I must stress, however, that even with one of these weapons, progress from one floor to the next will be far from easy. Exploration will largely involve traveling upwards using the teleportation devices inside, which are likely to be heavily guarded. Considering the dangers you will face, we have decided to restrict the investigation to the lower levels for the time being. Once you've reached the 30th floor, please report your findings to Rasho and myself. We shall then discuss whether it is safe to continue past that point. Although we shan't be joining you in the expedition, we Confederates are eager to lend you our support. If there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Quest complete. And Heaven on High is now accessible. You now have access to Heaven on High. You may enter solo or in a party of up to 4 players. When speaking with Kyusei, you will be given the option to enter with either a fixed party or a match party via the matching system. You must be a Disciple of War of level 61 or above to participate. Players will start at level 61 regardless of their current class or job level. Furthermore, only Empyrean Ether Pool arms and armor specific to Heaven on High may be used. Further details can be had by speaking with Kyusei. Alright, we ready to go balls to the wall in here?
Yep.
We'll be entering in with a fixed party this time around because I have a feeling, if anything, it's probably going to be easier. Because we'll keep our whatever items are contained within. You guys ready?
Yep.
Alex?
Yeah.
Cece?
I'm ready.
Alright. Let's grip it and rip it. One of your party members does not meet the requirements for this duty. Oh.
Don't look at me. I don't know if the fairy tale outfit on a Rogan looks adorable.
Yeah, well, I haven't even touched the fairy tale outfit, so I'm not even bothering.
Chris, you must do me a favor. Search any Rogan to have it.
What?
Search any Rogan that has a stupid dress and outfit, and take
You
a
mean the
picture
prince,
and send it to
the
me.
fairy tale prince outfit?
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, have fun with that.
Why?
Because I don't know if anyone does have it. I don't know any Rogadines that do have it.
Well, because I'm the most adorable one.
Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna take a quick break, and when next we when next we meet, we will be taking on Heaven on High. Until then, that's it for this episode of Cruise Next Purgatory. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. A special thank you to LZL Farron, Alex Swan, and CC Valentine for joining us.
Banana.
And if you're watching this on Twitch or live at PlayStation and you like this show and want to see more, hit the follow button below and be sure to turn on notifications. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video and want to see more, feel free to click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here. Click here to watch more by me. Click here to watch the next episode, and click here to watch the previous one. Until next time, Kruznik X, signing out.